All right, hey there, everybody. Really quick video, but a common problem we've all had issues with. How do you change the oven light bulb once it burns out? Here is my particular setup. Let me just double check really quick to make sure the bulb is indeed burned out. Yep, nothing. You didn't see it click on or off. So how do you do it? Well, your stove or oven might be a little different than mine, but how mine works in the back right left corner at the top, you're going to basically slide this little wire out, and it's going to release this glass housing for the light bulb. And that, be careful, you could see it almost kind of dropped and fell. So you might want to use two hands. Obviously, I have one hand here because I'm holding the camera, but then your light bulb will be able to unscrew at that point. Now, once you get the light bulb out, you might be tempted to, oh, let me see what I have lying around the house, because the base is indeed similar to other light bulbs that you would use, in a lamp or in your kitchen or whatever. So just be careful. They do have to be kind of heat appropriate. Don't put an LED in there, for example, even though it may fit. Look at that. It does indeed fit. Not only will the glass housing not fit over on top of it, but you could potentially cause great damage, right? Even though it may work. So don't be tempted. Make sure you buy the right thing. I'm going to put a link in the description below for the light bulbs that I use. It comes in a box of like 6, and here's kind of what they look like. If you do buy them, make sure they are the exact same size. You get the tape measure out, and you can double check that. But these are the ones that I like to use. Like I said, come in a set of 6, and then we'll slide one out. Pretty simple. And they're shorter than a regular light bulb too. So that's going to make sure that the housing can go kind of back over it, right? So let me get that out. Comes in a bubble package, so it's nice and safe. I'll dispose of the burnt one there, and then go ahead and open the oven door, and I will reverse the process. We'll screw that in. Make sure it's nice and snug. Don't over tighten it. And then you'll take that glass housing and carefully put it over the bulb. And there might be a little bit of play. You can move it to the left or to the right, just a little bit. But you just want to hold it there and get that wire kind of back seated on top of it. Now, don't go anywhere. We're going to actually fire this oven up, because a common problem on some of these bulb reviews, like on Amazon, for example, is, oh, I fired it up and it couldn't take the heat and it broke. So we're going to test it out and boot the oven up here to a nice 400 degrees. And then we'll see how this thing holds up after a test heat. Obviously, we're operating under the assumption that if it happens, or if it can withstand one test run here, then it can endure the heat in future test runs. And it's really up to the bulb then when it decides it wants to burn out. But at least we're going to test this, and hopefully we can save you some time and money in, finding a bulb that might work. So with it up to 400 degrees, you can see there the light is indeed working. So we're going to cool it down, and we're going to get this out of the housing. Make sure it's cool to the touch. Obviously, there was a good hour or so that passed after I shut it off, so I could reach in with my bare hand. But we'll go ahead and unscrew the bulb, and we're just going to look for any damage, any crinkling, any discoloration. And there it is. You can see for yourself, and it did work. So everything seems to be in working condition. So that's good news, obviously. Again, some of those reviews online say, oh, I turned this thing on and it basically couldn't take the heat or whatever. And those were oven bulbs. So I don't know what was going on there. These work really well, or seem to work really well. So I recommend those. So then, of course, we'll seal everything back up, and you should be good to go. And that is it. Regular home maintenance job. It does work. And we'll end things right there. And don't forget, for more home projects and product reviews that I do regularly, be sure to subscribe. Thanks.